If I walk into my house, she can just be like, "Are you okay? What happened?" And I would just be like, "I'm still smiling. How can you see through my smile?"
How do you start building a relationship like that?
For me, it always like clicks.
How in the world, at 5 years old, do you come to the conclusion that there's something bigger than you out there?
I was sitting in my bed one night and I just felt so empty inside. And I was just like, why do I feel this way? What is the point of life? It's just gonna end. And that night I was just sitting there in my bed and I was just like, there was something bigger than me. I was so stressed out about like everything. And I didn't tell anyone because I was like, stress is stupid. I'll just ask the question like straight out. Do you believe in Jesus? Because it is so important to me. I want to connect you with Jesus too. But Justin, thank you for joining me on the What's the Point podcast.
Yeah.
What is your 7th favorite color?
My 7th?
Yes, your 7th favorite color.
My 6th or my 7th?
7th.
British Racing Green.
Okay. Now my other question, which is way more important, why do you have a 7th favorite color? Mine goes up to like 3 or 4.
Ellie, thank you so much for coming on the So What's the Point podcast. I'm glad
Thank
that
you for
could
having
be here.
me.
No, it's no problem. Glad that you could just take some time out of your day. We could sit down and have a conversation. For the people who don't know you, I want to start here, and you've probably heard me start here before.
Yes.
Want to have a little context about you, who you are, how you grew up, and how you got to the point you are at right now.
So, I grew up in a Christian family, born there, still live there, and it was pretty bussin', still is. Then I started working at the farm. Well, I guess I always grew up there, and I got that job at like 5. It was like official, and I started getting paid.
Sure.
And it started to get like easier because I understood it more and like better, and it was awesome. I love it. It is a great environment. It's just really nice to like hang out with my family, and
Sure.
my friends also work there. So it's like really great, and I get to communicate with other people that I don't know, and I get to tell them about Jesus because I like to ask them about their faith and what their situation is. I started into music. I kind of like grew up into it, I guess.
Sure.
I loved how my mom would sing on stage. I would always dance to it. People would wonder how I wouldn't get dizzy spinning around in circles like millions of times.
Yep.
Then I went into Arise. I wasn't too committed at that point in like my faith or like just music in general. I loved to sing, but I didn't like to put in the effort of learning like harmony and things like that. And then Arise ended because we moved from the high school to some other place. There's too many to remember. But
High
was it
school.
the
Fairgrounds?
fairgrounds?
I think it
Okay.
was.
Yeah. So we moved to the fairgrounds and there wasn't any Arise. So like Arise stressed me out because I would always worry about learning harmonies and
Sure.
stuff like that. And I wasn't as stressed out anymore. And I really started to work on my faith. And I started to put Jesus first, and I like started to understand because I was baptized at like 5. That's when I knew I needed Jesus, and like I knew that like I needed him and he died on the cross for me, but I didn't understand what it meant to like commit into like actual having like faith and actually like being like, okay, I need to read my Bible. I want to read my Bible. And so I started to learn that I just needed to commit my life to Jesus instead of actually just like saying, I'm a Christian, I know he died for me, and like that's still great. But it was just really nice to like feel that joy in my heart when I finally committed my life to him. And then after like I did, it started to just get stronger. I'd say like that was around the age of 10 that happened. Then I went into youth group in the 7th grade, and I kind of like lost where I was for a bit. I lost some of my close friends. A lot of them were younger than me. So like we just kind of grew apart, and it was just like I don't know who I can talk to. I still had Hallie, and like she's still my best friend. But like besides that, I didn't know who I could talk to, and I just felt like really alone and everything. And I felt like my faith like it wasn't all there anymore, and I just didn't feel as confident in it. And then I started to get close to Autumn, and she was awesome. She still is. And I talked to her and I told her that like it just like I told her everything and it just like clicked and we were just friends. And then I started to like find myself again and I started to like realize, okay, I need to let actual people in instead of like just blocking them out.
Mm,
And it was just really nice because like I felt that connection with people again.
mm,
And youth group have really helped with that a lot, and so did church. I got
mm,
back into music. I sing in kids ministry now and at youth group, and I've just started playing piano there.
mm.
And I still sing at church sometimes,
Yep.
which is really nice. So I just
Mm,
feel connected in so many different ways.
mm. Now, there's a few things I definitely want to unpack, and the first thing is just how important people are. Um, but what was the most difficult part of you moved to youth group and some of those friends you weren't hanging out with as much, and then you were eventually able to open up to some other awesome people, to kind of grow more relationships with people and just be able to share life, with others around you. But what was the most difficult moment there? What was like kind of the realization of like, oh man, I don't really have anyone that I go to on a normal basis just to talk with, to the moment you realize that, like, I made a few new friends that really matter.
So I get stressed really easily.
Mm,
Like, it might not show sometimes, but like I get stressed like really easily and I get anxious.
mm,
And like it was really hard because I couldn't talk to anyone about it. Cause like Hallie, I could talk to her, but like it's also nice to like have some other friends that you can talk to. Also, it was just really nice to have someone else I could rely on too.
mm,
So I would say like the most difficult part was I just felt like really alone and like so anxious at like the age of like 12 to 13,
mhm,
and soccer would stress me out like so much,
mm,
and I just felt like I was doing too much with work, soccer, school, and like the music. So it was just really like a lot on my plate at the moment.
mm.
And like I wasn't doing the best in like math. Like I wasn't like failing it, but like math, I do not like it at all. Like that is my least favorite subject. I do fine in it, but like I do not like it. It like annoys me. The numbers don't click. It would just stress me out so much
Hmm,
and I did not know who I could talk to.
mm,
And like I just felt like so alone and like my faith wasn't strong
mm,
at that moment. So I was just like, okay, I need to talk to someone, but I do not know who. And then like Autumn, we invited her to Florida and we just became friends. It was just like she's my friend. I love her so much.
mm,
And it was just something like it was amazing. I was like, okay, God put her in my life and it was just so nice that he did that because like she's still like such a good friend and like she can like if I walk into my house cuz like she comes over all the time. If I walk into my house, she can just be like, "Are you okay? What happened?" And I would just be like, "I'm still smiling. How can you see through my smile?"
mm,
And like it is just so nice to have a friend like that that can like see you when you are quiet.
mm. How has it been building that relationship?
It's been really nice because, like, I feel so attached to her. When I see her, all I want to do is run up and hug her
Hmm,
and tell her I love her. Autumn, like, she can just look at me and she can just be like, okay, you are smiling, but you are not underneath.
hmm,
Something is up and I want to know what. But, like, she won't push me.
hmm,
And which is really nice because sometimes I just need space to, like, figure some things out.
hmm,
Like some parts of my faith, I just need to figure some things out with God. So I don't like tell people, but like also other times I'm just like, okay, I need to talk to someone. And Autumn is like one of the first people I go to.
hmm. So how did you get there? Was it like, did you open up first or did she open up first? Was there a big moment or was it just kind of this gradual build up to where you are
Mm,
now?
I'd say it's kind of like a gradual buildup. We met at youth
Mm,
group when we were in the tent.
yeah,
And like she was just like, she was always smiling. And I was just like, okay, I want to be part of her group. I
sure.
want to know how she can find joy, like how she can smile so much.
Mm,
And so I started to talk to her. And then, like, one time at youth group, I was having a really rough day and she just knew something was up. And she just let me cry on her shoulder and I just told her everything.
mm,
So I'd say that's like when I was just like, I'd say I opened up first
mm,
because, like, I just told her everything that happened. and how like I felt so alone and how my faith wasn't that good at that moment. And
Mm,
she just gave me words of encouragement, and I just felt so happy that I told her. I just
mm.
knew it was right, and I just knew she was going to be my friend for a long time.
So I'm gonna come back to how you came to faith at 5. I've got a question there at 5 years old, but first we gotta know this. We need to touch on this because I know people are gonna be asking for even someone who doesn't have faith, doesn't understand Jesus, even for anybody in general. How do you start building a relationship like that?
For me, it always like clicks. I'm just like, okay, we're
Mm,
friends. Like it's just like something like I just like I think about them all the time. Like not obsessive, but like I just think about them, and like they're some of the first people I think of when I'm going through something. I'm just like,
mm,
okay, they're on my mind. I should tell them. But
mm.
like for people that don't know each other, I'd say like I walk up to people and I just slowly start conversations,
Okay,
and then I invite them over
sure.
and we just hang out. I do something that they like, even if I don't like it. I don't care. I will do it if they like it
Mm,
because I want to build a relationship with them and I want to get to know them better.
mm,
Once you guys are like in the friend zone group, I'd say like keep having them over. Keep like learning more about that person.
mm.
Don't just ask them questions about them. Like
Right.
tell them about you, but like you can also like ask other people for advice.
Well, are you a people watcher?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say I like just sitting in the on the outskirts watch what people
Mhm.
do. So that
Real.
this makes sense. It does. It makes sense because you're like, okay, I watch them for a little bit. Now I'm gonna have a conversation. Okay, now I'm gonna have them over, and I'm gonna get to know them better. It's slow, but that's on it. I mean,
Mhm.
for anyone at home, you're writing stuff down. I'd highly recommend writing down what she just said because that's amazing. I want to go back 5 years old. Okay, people
Yes.
also want to know. I know this. I know. I just know it. I know it. They want to know how in the world at 5 years old do you come to the conclusion that there's something bigger than you out there that has made this world that you live in and has also created you? How do you come to that conclusion at 5?
I grew up in a Christian home, like I said. And so like I grew up in the church and like some Sundays I would be like, okay, this is so fun. Like all the time I just wanted to hang out with my friends. I didn't care about Jesus.
Hmm.
I knew he existed, but like I didn't really like know who he was at that moment. Like I'd heard the name, but I didn't understand.
Mm,
And then like at Sunday school, I would learn all about this guy who like died on the cross and I was like, okay, so what?
mm,
And then, like, I was sitting in my bed one night and I was just like, I just felt so empty inside.
mm,
And I was just like, why do I feel this way? What is the point of life? It's just gonna end. There's no
mm,
after. And then I remembered, like, Sunday school and, like, my parents, they would have us pray together and we would read the Bible. And I was just like, okay, maybe this is like what it is. And that night I was just sitting there in my bed and I was just like, there's something bigger than me. There's something out there. And I was just like, how did this all happen? Like
right.
someone else had to create it. That I'd say that's like the like that's the spot that like got me onto it. Like how did this world come together?
Mm,
And I was just like, okay, Jesus. That's the only thing. Like, it wasn't like a big bang. It wasn't like apes. We didn't come from them. It
sure.
wasn't any of that. It was Jesus. And
Mm.
it just like clicked. A lot of stuff clicks for me. Not math though. But it just like clicked. And I was
Mm,
just like, okay, this happened. And I just got saved there. And I was just like, okay, this is awesome. And I told
mm,
my mom
mhm,
that was actually at the age of 4 that I told my mom
mm.
that. And then I saw people got baptized, and I was like, "Okay, I wanna do that, but I don't want to be held underwater." I was terrified of it.
Got
So
it.
I got baptized a year after because of that, and I'm
Mm,
happy I waited because, like, the more I waited, the more I understood about Jesus,
mm.
and the more conversations I had with him.
So what does baptism mean to you?
It's the symbol, like, of, like, you telling other people, everyone around you, that you love Jesus and that he died on the cross for you and that you are dedicating your life to him.
Mm,
That's what it was to me. Like, once I got baptized, I was like, okay, Jesus is real. I'm dedicating, like, I didn't understand what dedicating your life meant to him, but
okay.
like, I was like,
Right.
okay, Jesus is real. I know he died on the cross for me. But like, now as I get older, I'm just like, baptism, like, if I were to get baptized now, I'd be doing it for like I'd be like, okay, I'm getting baptized because Jesus died on the cross for me and
Mm,
because I'm fully dedicating my life to him. Like
mm,
there is no turning back.
right.
And I knew there was no turning back when I got saved, but like I didn't understand what it meant dedicating your life to him. Like now I'm like I'm full in. I'm reading my Bible every night. I am going to church every Sunday
Mm,
or Saturday, either
yes.
one. But I'm going to church and I am going to talk to him throughout the day. Like there is no turning back.
So for moments that have stressed you quite a bit, are they the same as they were maybe a few years ago as they are today? And maybe what are just a couple things that have popped up in life that you've kind of just been, I don't, unsure of what's going on in your life?
I used to get really stressed about music mainly. Like
Hmm.
when I was younger, I didn't get stressed out that much.
Sure.
But like when I got to like the age of 12, I was so stressed out about like everything.
Mm,
I just didn't know how I was going to fit everything in my day. Like
mm,
work, soccer, school. I didn't know how I was going to fit it in. And then music came along and I was like, what if I mess up on stage? What if
mm,
I mess up? And that stressed me out like unbelievable. I would just wanted to sit in a corner and cry.
mm,
That was how I felt because I was so stressed out. I didn't, thankfully, but that was just how I felt. And I didn't tell anyone
mm,
at that moment because I was like, stress is stupid. I felt like I was just weird for like stressing about something like that.
mm,
And like now, I still get stressed out about music, but I'm like, if I mess up, I'm not doing it for the people out there. I'm doing it for God, and God knows where my heart is.
mm,
And that's what matters. That's what I remind myself every time before I go out on stage.
mm,
And so, like, I still get stressed out about soccer,
mhm,
but not really as much because I'm like, if I mess up, I mess up. I can't like go back and fix it. I can still like move on forward
right.
and like know not to make the same mistake again.
Mm,
So like I'm learning through like stress that like I don't have to stress about it. I'm finding
yeah.
ways to like go with it and be like, you don't need to stress. God has it in his hands.
Mm. Was there a specific moment, like a build up moment where it all came like crashing down? Like there's too much going on, and you're just like, did and was there this crash out, and then what did you do to kind of get rid of some of the stress, if that makes sense?
My crash out was probably like how I mentioned earlier, how like I felt so alone
Mm,
and I just didn't know who I could rely on. And like I felt so alone and like stressed out about soccer because it was in soccer season
mm,
and like with music and everything. And then like I mentioned how like I talked with Autumn. Like I'd say that's when I crashed out.
mm,
Like I went to someone else for the first time and I just told them that I was not okay and that I needed to talk. I fixed it by like going to a friend and having them give me advice. And then, like, I just prayed later that night and I just, like, keep doing it every time I feel stressed.
mm. For music though, because you just mentioned this and it just popped up in my brain, you've been more active in music, and also because that is serving in the church, as we kind of look at it as that, how has serving impacted your life?
For me, I just feel like so much joy and I feel relaxed when I do it. Like, still not like the music, but like anything else, I feel relaxed. Like doing events at church, I just feel so relaxed and I feel so much joy when I do it. And like after the music or even during the music, I feel so happy and I'm just like, this is where I need to be. I'm
Mm,
so happy I did this. And I just know it's right.
mm,
And it is just something like I can't like express how happy I feel
mm,
when I do it. It's just like something that's like it's undescribable how happy I feel. I just want to jump around the entire building.
mm. So what is that? Is it more of a mindset thing or a faith thing? Okay, for when you started in Arise, is that where you started your
Yes.
music to now?
For a rise, it was mindset. I felt
Mm.
like I had to do it because like
Yes.
most of all my friends did it.
Mm,
And I was just like, I feel like I have to do this and I feel like I would be weird if I quit.
mm,
So I continued to do it.
mm,
And that was just a mindset. I did not feel anything while I did that.
mm,
I liked being on stage at the moment, but I was like, I don't feel anything while doing it.
mm,
And then now it's become where I'm like, I feel so happy. It's like, it is part of the mindset, but like it's mainly like in my heart. Like I just know I need to be here.
Hmm.
And it is just something like I feel so happy and I feel so much joy when I do it. And
Hmm.
I know it's where God wants me.
Was getting to that stage a big jumping point in your faith?
I'd say yes.
Okay.
I know I got closer to God like once I started it.
Mm,
I started music and I was just like, okay, I'm doing it because I want to, and not because I want to, because I feel like I have to.
mm,
And then I was just like, I stopped for a bit and then I joined back in and I was like, I'm doing this now because I want to. And it's just, it keeps getting my faith stronger.
mm. What does Ellie's daily life look like? What's a day-to-day normal Tuesday? What does it look like?
Tuesday.
I just pulled a day. It could be, I don't care which day you choose.
Well, Tuesday's always different because I don't have school and I have piano instead.
Okay.
But besides that, I wake up like on a Monday morning or any other day besides Tuesday. I wake up, go to school, and then I get back from school, have a snack, go to work, and then I get home. I like get ready for bed. Sometimes I'll watch something. Other times I'll like do a project if I have one,
Mm,
and then I'll just go to bed. That's normally like my day-to-day thing.
mm.
Then Tuesday it's like wake up, practice piano, go to piano,
Yep.
go see you and Talia
Yep.
if you guys are there. And then I go to work right after that. And then I go to youth group.
Youth group, you just mentioned it. So, I mean, you have a lot of stuff going on a Tuesday, but youth group. Do you look forward to going to youth group?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
So you do. Okay, what's let's do three things. What are three things you really look forward to going to youth group for?
I feel connected like with God, like I always do, but like it's just like a place where like I don't know how to like explain it.
Sure.
Like I just feel more connected and
Mm,
I just feel like I can be myself there no matter what.
mm,
Like people will accept me for who I am. That's what I really struggled with also like when I was in 12th grade.
mm,
And like now I'm just like I don't care what people think. I can wear red and pink all day. My mom will judge me, but no one else will. I love to learn about God. That's
mm,
definitely the top one. I love to see my friends.
mm.
And then like I love the activity. Like I love we play game, which is really fun. And then I also like I love the music. That was four. But
Keep going. No, it's good.
those are definitely my top ones.
Mm. Okay, so do you know anyone who doesn't go to youth group, like that's kind of in the age who could go? Do you have anybody that you've met?
A lot of people that I know they also go to different youth groups.
Okay,
I really recommend ours though.
right.
But yeah, I can't like think of anyone.
Okay. If you did, what is a few things that you'd be saying to convince them to come?
Am
Okay.
I close to them or am I not close to them?
Oh, let's do not close to them.
Okay, because if I was close to them, I'd be like, "You're coming." I don't care what you think.
Um,
You're coming.
okay.
I'll see you at
No, no,
6.
no, not close to them. Don't know them very well
Okay,
whatsoever.
so if I don't know them, I'd probably be like, um, it's like a great environment. You can meet new people there. Like that was something that like I needed, and I feel like everyone needs it. It's really nice to like meet new people,
Hmm.
whether you like meeting people or not. It's just really nice because everyone is so nice there. Like they accept you. It's not like you aren't part of our group, you can't
Hmm.
come. It's like, all right, come on in. We accept you for who you are.
Hmm.
And even if you don't know Jesus, I still really recommend coming to it because like it's just some place where like you can like meet new people, like I
Mhm.
said, and you can like get a really good friend group.
Hmm.
Like people that will encourage you and people that will accept you for who you are. And where you can also like learn about Jesus. Like that is obviously the top. Like I've known Jesus since I was 5 and I'm still learning new things every time I listen to the Bible, which is
Hmm.
every night. And you can just like trust people there.
Hmm. Where would you suggest someone starting if they haven't read the Bible before? What book?
I'd say the Gospels.
Okay. Okay, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite of the four?
Yes, John.
Okay. John, that's interesting. My small group's actually going to do a study through that. What is a few things that you've really taken away from John, if you can think of anything off the top of your head?
Well, I really like I love all the gospels because they talk about Jesus,
Mm,
but like John, there's a verse in it. It's John 14:2 through 4, I think.
okay,
No, 1 through 4, I think.
okay.
And it's like, I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And if
Mm,
I go to prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me.
mm,
And like, do not let your heart be troubled. It talks about that. Like, that is my favorite verse.
mm.
My mom, she made it into a lullaby when I
Okay.
was younger. And like, that still is in my head.
Mm,
Like, if I would ever have a nightmare, I would just sing that to myself. So it's like all time my favorite verse. If I get anxious, I just think about that verse and I like calm down.
what do you really get out of that verse?
I love how it talks about how like God, Jesus is going there, heaven, to
Mm,
prepare a place for me,
mm,
and he's gonna come back so then he can take me to be with him. So like he's not gonna leave me here to be alone.
mm,
He's gonna come back and take me to be with him. I mean, and he's already with me every day, but like he's gonna come back and take me so then I can be with him for eternal life. That's
mm,
what I really get out of it. And like also like the second part of it, like do not let your heart be troubled.
mm,
Like I love that part because like it's just something that like calms me down because like I get so anxious like I mentioned like multiple times
mm,
and I get stressed. I don't have to worry about it. I can trust in God and it's like all in his hands.
mm. When you get anxious, what is the first thing that you go to calm yourself down?
Prayer, probably. And then probably that verse.
Hmm. Why prayer first?
It's so good to talk to God.
Hmm.
Like you can just talk to him and you can be yourself no matter what. I mean, he knows everything. Like he knows what I'm going to say even before I even say it. Even before I even think about it. He like knows what I'm going to say. So like it is so nice to just talk to him and I can just tell him how I feel.
You had mentioned at the beginning of this that you go up to people while you're working at the greenhouse and just strike up a conversation, and if you can, you talk to Jesus with them. How do you get to the point of being able to go out to somebody, have that conversation?
So I've never had a hard time going up to strangers.
Mm,
I've always just walked up to people and I've just been like, "Hi, do you need any help?" And
mm,
like otherwise they'll come up to me. And then
sure.
when I'm helping them, I'll just ask them, um, do you believe in Jesus?
Hmm.
Like I'll just ask the question like straight out.
Hmm.
Do you believe in Jesus? And like they'll tell me yes or no.
Hmm.
And then I'll just be mm, like if they do or if they don't, I'll just be like, you should come to Mossbrook Church. It's a great environment. You can meet lots of new people and you can learn about him.
What is so important about doing that, going to people, even if you've never met them before, and just be able to get to that point of, hey, do you know? And if you don't, come to church.
I feel like it's like part of like being a disciple of God, like
Mm,
being a follower of Jesus. Like I feel like he wants us to like grab more people, get them connected so then they can know him. And like it is so important because I would rather have people have eternal life with Jesus instead of eternal life in hell.
mm,
Like that just makes me so sad to think about it.
mm.
I'm just like, no, I don't want that. So I would rather just walk up to people, whether it goes bad or good, I want to try. And it is so important because like God tells us that he wants us to grab more people, like connect them with him so then they can also follow him.
Mm. What are a few steps that the average Christ follower can take to do that in their daily life?
Like if you're really connected with people, then you can just talk to them and you can just be like, "Hi, you should come to church.
Mm,
I'll be at Mossbrook. I hope to see you there." Like you can just walk up to people and ask them. Like it's not that hard to ask a question
right.
cuz like it can go good or bad,
Hmm.
but what matters is if you tried.
Hmm.
And then like if like you work with people and you know they don't know Jesus, you can just be like, "Hi, you know me, I know you, you should come to church. We've known each other long enough, and I know Jesus, and I want to bring you with him because it is so important to me that I'm not going to leave you out. Like, I want to connect you with Jesus too."
There might be a few newer believers out there listening to this and be a little bit scared about doing this for the first time. um overall experience of doing this, and I know there's more than just obviously the experience of doing it, there's a whole mindset behind it. We know why we're doing it. Is there a way you can get in this mental space where you realize you're doing it for a greater good, more than just who you are? And is there a way that you have been able to do that for yourself?
There's nothing wrong if they say no.
Right.
Like, yes, it is sad, definitely, but like you can always try again. Like, don't give up. Don't be discouraged if they say no. Don't be afraid of the sense that they're going to be like, no, I don't want to go. Like, don't be afraid of that response.
Mm,
I was afraid of that, and that like held me back.
mm.
But like, I'm not afraid of that response anymore because I know no matter what, I'm going to try. That's what matters.
For anybody who has come to church after you've asked, first of all, has anyone come to church after you've asked them?
A couple times, yes.
Couple times. Okay. What is one thing you try to do when they come to church after you've asked them? They show up that Sunday morning or now Saturday, but Sunday morning. What do you try to do?
Well, normally, like, I go over, I talk with them,
Mm,
and like, I just show them around. I sit with them, I have some good conversations with them. Sometimes they'll leave right after, but like,
right.
I always like tell them at the end, come again. I'll be here again.
Mm,
You should come too.
mm,
I make sure to invite them again.
mm. You have a twin.
Yes.
Because I used to get you guys confused. I
So do my parents.
I don't anymore, luckily. Um, but d have you had any times that you've switched places, any specific stories of when you have, because I know you have, when you have switched places?
Well, one time I remember we went to work. Okay, then we would say hi to everyone. I remember like saying, "Hi, Gemma," and they would memorize our outfits. Normally I was in pink, Hallie was in purple. I think Hallie probably said
Keep
this.
going.
But so they would memorize our outfits. That's just how they did it. We were always like color coded. And then we would hang around for a little bit. After like an hour, we would go right back inside, change, swap clothes, and we would walk back out and we'd be like, hey guys. And then I remember Gemma, she was like, hi, Hallie. And I'm like, I'm Ellie. And then other people would be like, no, you're Hallie. And I'd be like, no, I'm Ellie.
Now I'm gonna ask a slightly rhetorical question, but has faith helped in your relationship with Hallie?
I'd say yes, because I treat her better.
Hmm.
Cause I used to not treat her the best. Like I feel bad cuz like I would fight with her all the time.
Mm,
Like we still fight sometimes, but it's just like it's over something stupid.
sure.
So like we don't really care about it. It'll
Okay.
just be small arguments.
Got it.
But like I used to fight with her all the time. I would sometimes throw stuff at her.
Hmm.
That was like normal, I guess.
Okay.
But like Faith, it's
Hmm.
like been like okay, I should treat her how I would want to be treated
Hmm. How's your small group?
in youth group.
Yeah.
I said
Uh-oh. I got a pretty good response from Hallie when I asked this question.
It's pretty good. Kind of. A lot of us were like quiet.
That's what she said.
Okay, I love to talk.
Okay.
I will go on to something random, something that like, totally off subject. I will just go on it to try to make people laugh.
Hmm.
That is my goal in small group is to make people laugh, to make it so then they know they can talk about anything.
Hmm.
I will try to be encouraging and I will try to make them laugh if they're
Hmm.
having a bad day. That's what I try to do. If someone's having a bad day, I will try to make them laugh.
Hmm.
Ours is like the biggest I'd say the ninth graders
Okay.
is. So it's just like we have a big group. So
Mhm.
it's like hard because like you don't trust everyone, especially for the new kids.
Do you find it's hard to open up in that type of a small group?
I'd say yes for me. Like, of course, like I talk, but like I don't know everyone in it. So it's like
Okay.
hard for me to trust everyone in it. We keep getting new people and I try to get to know them, but like
Mm,
I don't know them well enough that I can like trust them.
mm,
And like nothing against them. I just don't know everyone well enough.
right. For someone new to a small group, maybe they're already a believer. Let's just say they're already a believer, but they're new to a small group. And let's just say that small group doesn't change super often, so they're able to build trust,
Mhm.
okay? How do you open up in a small group?
Like, you don't have to feel stressed about sharing something.
Mm,
If you feel stressed, then it's not like right. Sure, you might be a little nervous to share some certain things, but like
yeah.
you shouldn't feel stressed around everyone in your small group. You should feel comfortable if you're sharing something personal. Like you
Mm,
should feel comfortable. That's how a small group should be. Like you should just be like, guys, I had a bad day. And they should be like, why? What happened?
mm,
And like not push you for the reason. Cause like we don't push people for the reason
mm,
in our group. We are like, okay, you can share as much as you want. Like, and I
mm.
love that rule. It's so nice because like I can share as much as I want without sharing too much that makes me uncomfortable, but with sharing enough that other people can kind of understand the situation I'm in.
I mean, this has been awesome so far, and I gotta ask you, do you have anything exciting coming up in this next stage of life?
Probably like soccer
Okay.
in summer and Word of Life, obviously. I'd say that I'm most excited for.
We'll put a link in the description for Word of Life. The link, is it still open for people to go?
Yes, I
Still
haven't even
open for
signed up yet.
people haven't even signed up yet, guys. So if you want to go, hey, we'll put a link in the description so you can go to Word of Life and a little explanation for if nobody knows what that is. What is Word of Life?
It's a Christian camp where so there's the ranch, the ridge, and the island.
Hmm. Okay.
The ranch is for people up to 6th grade, I think, and then the ridge is for people from 7th to 8th. And then the island is high schoolers. The ridge and the ranch, you see each other all the time.
Hmm.
And then the island, you're actually on an island, which is bussin'. Literally awesome. And so like when you're on the island, you have it's like all scheduled out kind of, and then you get some free time at certain parts of the day. We call it top of the rock.
Hmm.
That's where like you can play gaga ball, you can play like nine square basketball. You can play all kinds of things up there, or you can just like hang out on the picnic tables and talk with your friends.
Hmm.
Whichever one you prefer. That's like our free time. You get to hang out with like your whole cabin. You get to know them all throughout the week, and then you have a bunch of Bible time. You have Bible time in the morning, afternoon, and night. And they're all like different. They change every year. So, like, I can't say
Right.
specifically what they are. But, like, then you also have these other things that they did last year where it's like you can do, like, I'm trying to think of what they were called. Like, there was one, like, there's classes kind of like if you are a believer, if you don't know Jesus, and if you just want to grow in your faith.
Hmm.
You can go to whatever stage you are comfortable going to.
Hmm. We will make sure that you guys can find out how to sign up for Word of Life and what goes on to get you there. What goes on this year for events and everything that they put on. Ellie, thank you so much for coming on the So What's the Point podcast. Super glad that we could just sit down and just talk through your life, how you've come to faith, how you've grown in faith as well. And I hope that this podcast will just kind of shed a light on the areas of life that really matter. You said something earlier where it just felt empty. You just felt empty and that there just wasn't anything else after you die. There's
Yeah.
nothing. I really hope that the people who haven't come to faith yet would just really understand that there is something more than just what we have here on earth. So thank you guys so much for watching and for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell and it will ring. There'll be a little ring thing so that you never miss an episode. You'll see every time that we upload. It's Friday morning, right? Friday morning at some point. We'll see you next time.